Cheerio. I hope everyone is doing well. We've got another analysis video, but before I start, I have some comments I'd like to read out. If I remember, I will put down below where my video starts, because some of you may not care. But let's start with this. Let's give a nice shout out to Dr. What's Up. I'm glad you're watching. The doctor feels the same way I do. He or she doesn't necessarily want to watch YouTube. They want to listen. But in the doctor's comments, you said something that reminded me of VG. So VG, how you doing, girl? Happy birthday recently. You wanted me to cover something, and I thought I wrote it down, and I can't find it. So if you remember, put it below. Another thing is, if there's a video you want me to cover, a Shannon Watts or something else, my Gmail address is there in the link as well. So go ahead and shoot me an email. So, Dolo Capo likes Sarah Boone more than Shannon Watts. That's pretty bad. Kim Atkinson, she appreciates my truth. We're glad you're watching, Kim. Man, I hope this sound is okay. I feel really like I'm in a little closed wall. So, Amber Turd, I love your name. You wrote me a comment, and I copied it, and then I deleted it on accident. If you can remember, write it again. Truth Bomb 2.0, you've been around a while. Glad to still have you. But Truth Bomb is on VG's team and Meeser Man. These people all believe Chris killed Shannon. That's why we're here, is to have our opinions. My thing is, if he killed Shannon if he killed Shannon because Shannon had killed the two girls, wouldn't it be more logical to walk in, see that, maybe wait 3 or 4 minutes to make sure the girls are dead? And that's creepy, but isn't that his goal? And then you call 911. But again, I wasn't in that situation. So let's say he truly did walk in on that and he lost his ever-loving mind and the rage. Remember, none of us have been in that situation. So we can say, well, I would do this and I would do that. You know, I believe if I were standing at a 7-Eleven and the person in front of me pulled out a gun or a knife, I fully believe I would take my entire 101-pound body and throw it on that person. I honestly believe I would do that. I'm not sure if I would. Here, you guys hear me smacking my hand? I'm Sarah Boone. It wasn't intentional. Intentional. She says intentional weird. There's a drinking game out now that if every time she says intentional, you drink. But this next comment's not very nice. Mayflower is very concerned that Shannon is very warm these days. She's also worried the girls are probably hungry. The girls are not hungry. They're with the Lord, and I think you have an unlimited 24/7 buffet up there. Hey, I just brought up these Truth Bomb and Meeser Mom and VG. Viking Princess is in the same group. She does not believe Chris killed the girls. Hey, one of you four, shoot me an email. Tell me your theory, unless the theory is just what Chris says. So, Mattiola1234 says, Chris, I'll see you in prison. Well, Mattiola1234, are you getting ready to commit a crime? Or you know someone and that's why you'll see him in prison? Well, if you are, why don't you reach out and let's get a dialogue going beforehand, and then I've got an inside connection on your crime. Super Agent Sunshine Joy said it took Chris 8 years, but Shannon created the entire madness. Super Agent Sunshine Joy, you're exactly correct. I'm shocked he waited 8 years. I really am. Again, I believe he was home those 5 weeks and he actually started opening the mail. He knew they had declared bankruptcy 3 years prior. He had no idea they were as destitute as they were. But I believe that's what started it. And then he meets NK, who shows him respect and makes him feel like he has an opinion and it matters. It changes everything. So, Chris Caspian, how you doing? Chris Caspian is killed by Shannon Watts' mothering. No pun intended. Well played. Indigo talks about the girls would get resentment from that phone. They see that phone up. I agree. There's so many times Bella looks at that phone with so much animosity. She knows that if that phone's going and her mother is humiliating her, there's 147 people watching. Goodness. And then Susan, Sally sold seashells by the seashore. Susan Stranahan. There's one of the feeds where Shannon's holding Bella, and it's clear she's reading the comments. And Shannon keeps saying, "Oh no, Laura, it's okay. It's okay." So Laura is obviously typing that Bella is sad or Bella needs some attention, something. But Shannon's just writing it off. I don't know why I just said that twice. Call me Johnny two times. If you know what that's a reference to, put it below. Only us old people will get that. I'll give you a hint. Ray Liotta. There's one. Or Joe Pesci. My last thing before I start this. I have a notebook, a little composition notebook. You know, that little marble thing? And I write things down in it. And then as I'm getting ready to get closer, I highlight things. Well, I looked at the last page, and I had some things highlight. I had two things highlighted in orange, and I really liked those things. So I'm up on my desk looking for my orange highlighter. I'm like, what the hell? Obviously, I had it at one point. Well, I couldn't find it. So I end up using pink and yellow. I'm so ashamed to admit this. And as the two happened to touch, it made orange. I was like, oh, I just was funky and making orange that night. I just completely forgotten because sometimes I can be a dum-dum. Okay, here we go. It says, factitious disorder imposed on another. You guys know what that means. It means Munchausen by proxy. That's what we're doing. Munchausen is when people go to the doctors and hospitals and feign their own illness. If it's Munchausen by proxy, you're doing it on another person, just like a proxy vote.
And they're excited to try the new crowbars, and they came in, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
So they have cookies and cream.
The girls are excited to try new Pro Bars. Do you really think they're excited to try new Pro Bars? No. Somewhere else I saw that Thrive actually has a disclosure that says do not give these to people under 18. Okay, well, obviously a 12-year-old is going to be, because I did some research. Are protein bars healthy for kids? And it pretty much said for the most part they're fine. It shouldn't be their daily source of protein and vitamins. But these aren't 12 and 13-year-olds. This is a 3 and a 4-year-old.
Who wants Pro Bars?
Of course they do. They want something and they know they're not going to get it unless they feign happiness.
Do you guys want lemon meringue first, or
Yuck.
cookies and cream?
Oh, both are yuck to me.
Cookies? You want the lemon meringue?
Okay, well, let's see if she actually gives it to him. Because there's multiple times Shannon says, do you want this or this? And do you want A or B? And Bella goes, I want B. And Shannon says, oh, well, you're going to get A because there's only one B left and I'm eating it. Gotta have that stinking TV on. You guys know we're not a TV family. The TV's always on in this house.
Cookies and cream.
And I don't like the sheets. Why do you have sheets tied on your furniture? I don't understand that.
So everyone's going to try.
For the most part, I think she's a great decorator. I don't understand why there's no family pictures. Some of the art I don't care for, but
All right, Bella
that's
gets
okay.
cookies and cream. Cece gets cookies and cream.
Oh, do you think Cece has a headache right now? I told you that. Even today, I'll pull my hair too tight and I get a headache.
Ready?
Set.
You're the taste tester.
Does Bella have one? Okay, good.
Is it yummy? What's it taste like? Chocolate.
No, it
What
doesn't.
Watermelon.
She's exactly right. It doesn't taste like chocolate and it doesn't taste like watermelon. It's ground up dirt that you're
What's it
able to
taste like,
swallow.
Cece? Chocolate?
Yeah.
Is it delicious?
Yeah.
Daddy?
Oreo wrapped with vanilla. It's nice.
Oreo wrapped in vanilla? Is it yummy?
So
Cece?
sorry for him.
Is that good, Bella?
Within reason.
I think they like cookies and cream.
I think they do.
So let's try the lemon meringue. Hey, everybody.
How much do you think that sweatshirt cost her? $55. That's my guess. She's a big fan of the fake flowers. There's some up there.
Loves the cookies
I have a few fake flowers in my house.
and cream.
You know, up on the second floor, it's a little darker. You got all those bedrooms and that big, long, long hallway. Well, there's no way I'm going to get something for real to live up there. So I have some fake stuff up there. It's good quality stuff.
It's been a long travel day yesterday. Been cleaning, regrouping today.
You weren't cleaning. And it's not been a long day today because we know it's definitely not even 6:30 yet.
Hey, Jen. Okay, so Chris, this is the lemon meringue.
Oh, yuck.
Daddy's.
See, I couldn't
Yours. Wait,
pretend to
wait,
eat
wait,
this
wait.
one. Can do
Here,
it.
Bella. Okay, this one's lemon meringue. It's like the pie.
Okay, in the 70s, when you would go to the dentist and get your fluoride treatment, they gave you these trays that you held in your mouth and they put the flavor and the fluoride in it. You had to hold them in your mouth for something like 12 or 18 minutes. Well, I did orange one time and I did lemon a different time. And both times I was riding home in the back of the station wagon, vomiting into a trash can. So those are two flavors to this day I really cannot eat. You know, we had that station wagon that had the third row seat in the back and you faced the opposite way. Let me know if you've been in one of those. Those were the best. The window rolled down all the way. You could put your feet up.
Ready?
And there were no seatbelts in cars back then.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Hey is for horses.
How's that taste, Cece?
How about hello?
Good?
I like her tile back there. I'm getting tile done in my kitchen, but I'm doing all white because I wasn't able to match my eucalyptus wall.
What's it taste like?
Like lemon meringue pie. Straight out the box.
It tastes like food, and most of the time, you threaten us with food. So we're just very happy to be eating, Mommy. We're also very happy that you haven't told us to say anything to the camera yet.
Tastes like? I don't like it. You don't
She,
like that one?
she doesn't like it.
doesn't like that one.
No.
That's okay.
Good for her honesty.
You
Amen.
you like the birthday
I'm impressed that Mom just didn't discipline her or say, you know.
right? And the cookies and cream?
I don't like this
Yeah.
stools.
Dieter, do you want some?
Never have.
Yeah, Dieter wants some. All right, so which one's your favorite out of all the Pro Bars? Hey, what?
The orange family room is a little too strong for my taste.
I would say lemon meringue.
Lemon meringue?
But we all know that
What's your
Chris
favorite,
picked
Cece?
that color.
Birthday? Mommy's favorite.
Okay, I don't
What's your favorite?
remember that being one of the flavors, but
The
that's
cookies
okay.
and cream?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have to keep real stock.
Look how pretty Shannon is. She's
a
so
good
pretty.
thing.
No lip. She doesn't have a lip.
How do I turn this around?
But she's so pretty.
It's a good thing.
She just has basic makeup on there. I don't see the peanut butter, but it's about 2 shelves below right near that corner. Look at how expensive those are. Oh my goodness. What?
You want dip and ranch? You want ranch dip and chips?
You want ranch dip and chips. Wait, isn't it bedtime now?
Jess, I have them all.
Obviously, you've already had dinner, right? Would you have butter noodles?
Cece actually really likes the cinnamon rolls too.
Did you hear what she just said? Get ready.
Cinnamon rolls. Cece actually really likes the cinnamon rolls too. Look at that.
Okay. I thought she said Cece really likes Benadryl too.
Cinnamon rolls. Cece actually really likes the cinnamon rolls too. Look at that.
Did it not sound like that? Cece actually really likes Benadryl too.
Cece actually really likes the cinnamon rolls too. Look at that one.
Cookies and cream. Got cookie monster.
Okay, she asked you for a ranch and dip, and you gave her something that probably cost you $2.85. You could have given her something more beneficial to her little growing body for a lot cheaper.
You like it? You want the lemon meringue, Cece?
No, she didn't like that one.
I was just about to say, Cece told you she didn't like it. Why are you offering it to her? Chris picked up on that.
Finish it. All right, you guys. So that's our family. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So, we're a mixed family. Apparently, birthday cake is a winner for me and Cece.
You're not. Oh my
cream, and Chris is lemon meringue, surprisingly, because he's a cookies and cream guy.
Yeah.
So, super excited.
I'm super excited.
I love it that it's a healthy snack, and Cece.
It's not a healthy snack. It is not a healthy snack. You guys can't get a single product FDA approved. Nothing in your warehouse is healthy. What she's eating right now is a whole bunch of garbage and some more caffeine.
Eat it because she has a tree nut allergy, and none of our products are made in a facility that handles nuts at all. So Cece can have them. There's 0 nuts in them.
Okay, I can't stop this because I don't want to hit pause, do some research, and come back. I feel like I read somewhere once that Thrive actually makes a disclosure that they cannot guarantee this product was made on a machine that doesn't process any nuts. If you've heard that, let me know. I'm going to make a note because that's hitting home a lot. Does Thrive have nuts? Well, we know it doesn't have nuts, but it may be processed on a machine. You understand why, right? Because there's a big factory and they make Kind bars. And then after they've made the Kind bars for that day, they make Fiber One bars. And so they make all these different companies' bars. And they can't clean the machine out of all the nuts after it's made the Kind bar. So that's why you have to have these disclosures. Obviously, there are factories that specifically do not make any product with nuts. But I really feel like I've specifically, I don't know why I'm saying specifically, call me Sarah Boone. It's not intentional that I'm saying specifically so many specifically times. I'm not intentionally saying it that many specific times. But I really feel like I read a disclosure that said Thrive products are made on machines that carry nuts.
And it's the only go-to bar. We can't do processed bars or anything like that because CC doesn't have any of it.
There's a channel that talks about how Chris started saying all the time once he started hanging out with NK, and I'm sure I laughed out loud because this chick says it just as much. It's their generation. It's how they talk.
In a plant where there's
I hate it,
or nuts.
but it's how they talk.
So it's really nice that she can have it. It's a quick snack for mommy. It's always in my bag, and I can just give it to her. And I heard you, baby. I heard you.
But you're not the primary caregiver.
She wants ranch and dip.
Right. She already told you that.
Right. Thanks, Kat.
Maybe you forgot, but that is what she told you. You ignored what you wanted, and you gave her some processed food that cost you $3.
Really nice. It's convenient for me as a mom that I can just carry them in my purse and always have something for her. So
right, because we all know factually that Shannon Watts does everything possible to not be a real mother. She is a mother, kind of, when the camera is on, but sometimes she's only playing mom.
Super excited. The Pro Bars are amazing. They're
super
great
excited.
Snack, low carbs, low sugar.
They're not amazing. So somebody asked me if I wanted one. I said yes. I replied and I sent her my address. I still have not gotten a Thrive bar. If you're watching now, darling, and something's going on, let me know. Yes, I want to taste a Thrive bar. My email address is in this link. If you want to send me a Thrive bar, I'll do a live taste.
All of my things. But yeah, 2 grams of sugar and 20 grams of protein. So
yay.
Really good for you. So you guys
totally.
have a great night.
Because those are the only 2 things that matter
Love
if something's
you,
good for you.
That we're gonna be Cece and I are fighting over birthday cake. So.
Okay. See, no, that's right. Bella wanted the ranch and dip. Okay, you're gonna fight over. It's your child. If that's truly what she wants, you give her the last one. I drink Coke Zero, and in my home, there's a rule: you cannot ever drink the last Coke Zero. The last Coke Zero belongs to me. We have that rule in the house. This is different.
All right. Say bye. Bye.
Oh, she did it 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 50 seconds in until she instructed Bella what to say.
All right, bye, guys.
Here's Shannon. You ready? she needs to vent to people who understand, because not all of us understand. Okay. You see this? July 9th. Cece's birthday is something July 25th or July 20th. It's sometime in July, and they celebrated it while the 3 of the girls were in North Carolina for those 5 weeks. So her child is not 2.5 by 6 months. So this is how Shannon gaslights people. She's gaslighting you by telling you the child's 2.5, when in reality the child is 3. And you say, well, what difference does that make? It makes a difference because she wants you to think the child is more immature than she is. A 3-year-old should know that she can't. Actually, I know for a fact a 3-year-old knows they can't have nuts. Remember, I told you my stepson was allergic to nuts. And how we got him out of it was we started just putting a little bit of peanut butter on his sandwich. Took a few months and he grew out of that allergy. And yes, his mother was outraged I was doing it. Took the kid to the doctor. The doctor did another test and said, well, his allergy seems to have been dissipated. So, and I'm not giving you medical advice. Oh my goodness, I have to disclose that. Can't get me another strike. But that is how we got rid of it. But she's gaslighting you. So the point is, when my stepson was 3 years old, he knew he couldn't eat a Snickers bar because there were nuts in it. My 2.5-year-old is severely anaphylactic to most all tree nuts, and we are visiting in-laws. I specifically, she's using my word, said we can't have them in the house when we stay. My mother-in-law stated we don't buy them. I specifically mentioned the ones the child is deathly anaphylactic to as well. I arrive on the floor shelf of her center island was a bag of pistachios. A big bag one. I removed immediately. Today she lets her other granddaughter eat an ice cream that has all tree nuts in front of them and next to my 2.5-year-old child that cannot have them. I said I didn't appreciate it and removed my daughter. Her response was she has to learn she can't always get what she wants. I'm beyond furious, and she's telling me I'm overreacting when my child's life is at risk. Okay, there's so much to unpack here. There was not a bag of pistachios on the island when Shannon arrived. Do you want to know how we know? Because there's no photo. Shannon didn't do anything without putting a photo and posting it. Second thing, you don't throw people under the bus publicly like this. In the Wisconsin interview, Chris says, well, Shannon always said she didn't name names. Well, if you say mother-in-law, people know who you're talking about. But lastly, Cindy is correct. Cece needs to learn she doesn't get everything. What happens if Cece develops a chlorine allergy? Does that mean Bella never gets to go to the pool again? Think about it. These are people who are not able to discipline their children. I don't know about Chris. Shannon led him around. He may have been a better father with a different partner. This woman was a lousy mother. This is going to take a couple seconds. I'll see if I can get to it because I paused it for the whole time. It's so frustrating. There's no picture, so we know you didn't do it. Allergy and support group. Oh, wow. Look at that. $3, $6, $9, $12. $12 right there. Oh, here, let's see this. Oh, I can't open it. Oh, it does say something about tree nuts. Right there, it does. See, sometimes I really should prepare more for you guys. Right there. Tree nuts contains tree nuts. There it is. See it? Right there. Contains tree nuts. You know how people do that? Tree nuts. Look at that. It contains tree nuts. What did she say back here? Let's see. Deathly anaphylactic. And where is is it? All tree nuts. I thought she said deadly. Deathly. Okay. Wow, so let's go back up here one more time to make sure. Hey, Dr. No. Or is that who I'm... Oh my goodness, I apologize. Doctor, what's up? You don't need to look at the screen right now. What we're looking at is the picture of the nutritional facts that are on the side of each box for Thrive bars. You know, the Thrive bars that Shannon just spent 5 minutes using her family to sell contains milk, soy, tree nuts. If not for double standards, Shannon Watts may have no standards at all. Oh, I should have watched this beforehand. Then I wouldn't be seem so flabbergasted. There it is, tree nuts, tree nuts. Doctor, what's up? They just made the contents bigger, so we're seeing it as tree nuts in it. So there's Shannon Watts trying to kill her children live for all of us to see. And I mean, Cindy only put a bag of pistachios on a shelf. I think Shannon did worse. Parents with this disorder create symptoms of illness in their victims in order to get attention. Oh my goodness, I still want to vomit. They will fabricate symptoms and put their victims through repeated painful diagnostic tests, medications, and surgeries. I said that. Cece had to have her thyroid checked during that when she was trying to get the kids diagnosed with that FML flu or whatever. Someone tell me what is involved in a thyroid test. I'm going to assume at one point you have to have your blood drawn. Well, they still have not figured out a way to draw blood without a needle. These mothers crave the attention and praise that they receive for their devoted care of their sick children. Remember, Shannon would not be able to do this without the help of Thrive. All the rest of us raised children and went through sicknesses. I one time had a husband and a child with chicken pox at the same time. Adult chicken pox are really intense. I mean, he got them, I'm going to say this quietly, all up in his butt crack. I mean, it was terrible. I felt so badly for him. He got him in his nostrils and his ears. The adult did. And the kid got him, but they weren't as bad. Adult chickenpox are horrendous. However, I took care of both of those people in my home. It was about 2 weeks, and I didn't have Thrive. I must be super mom. So Celeste can eat cookies and cream pro bars with pistachio as an ingredient when it's helping mommy sell things? Of course. If not for double standards, Shannon would have no standards. Come on, we've already said this. No doubt. I kind of like the little music. So when was she allergic to tree nuts? She's only allergic to things when it helps Shannon. And when she can badmouth someone or throw them under the bus. Hey, let me know about this sound. It does seem very echoey to me in here. This is the first time I've actually recorded in my studio. I'm working on it to make it look nice. What kind of parent inflicts pain and illness upon their child? Shannon Watts does. Lacey Spears does. There's another chick who the child was in the ER and she injected salt into the IV. Mothers who crave attention and praise that they receive for their devoted care of their children. That's right. I read that book, Playing Ill. I really need to just do a book report for you all. This illness is hard to detect. Okay, I had some people commenting recently. Someone got angry with me about the Munchausen thing. Munchausen moms never kill their kids, sir. I don't even remember what her whole point was. But the woman is correct. Munchausen mothers very rarely kill their children. And if they do, it's usually accidental. Because if you've killed the child, then you've lost the source of the attention. Lacey Spears' son, Lacey had been told her son was going to be discharged the next day. She couldn't have that. So she gave him some water, which made his brain swell, and he died. She wasn't trying to kill him. She just didn't want him discharged. It's a terrible illness to detect, and part of the problem is if the doctors suspect it, many parents sue. Yeah, mothers appear to be overbearing and nurturing. I don't think Shannon Watts comes across as a nurturing mother even a little. You don't stand there and say, I'm going to play mommy and take my monsters to the zoo. That's not nurturing. It's not nurturing even a little. So I guess Cindy Watts' ice cream had the only nuts the child was allergic to. Changed my mind. The granddaughter that was sitting next to Cece was eating a cup of vanilla ice cream. I've heard that from multiple sources. But here's another thing. If you have a 3-year-old child that is going to reach into someone else's food, you have a 3-year-old child that needs discipline. Okay, well, this is about done now. So here's something. We're going to let this finish. Change my mind as well. Let me know on the bottom. I start these videos and my blood pressure increases. I get so very frustrated. Why? Because she posted this. Think about the stuff she didn't post. Really. Here, I think about these drag shows and people taking their children to see drag queens. Well, I think that's creepy, but why would a drag queen want to perform in front of children? See, I don't think we're asking the right questions these days. If you're still watching right now, I'm humbled. Truly, I'm shocked. Thank you. Give me your thoughts, and God bless you, and please, God bless this America.